Alright, today I have for you a Nemef NF2. You can see the bitting right here. Show the other side of the key. So no sidebars or anything as far as a secondary mechanism on this lock. But it does act kind of tricky, just based on the pin geometry, which you saw. So let's see if we can get this open here. So these pins act tapered to some degree. You have to go back and forth between multiple pins multiple times and give them taps. And the first click you get out of them is often not them setting. You will have to revisit a pin multiple times. Also, I will say that this lock feels like it acts differently every time I pick it. Sometimes the binding order changes around. Sometimes certain pins feel like they are spooled and sometimes they don't. And I think it's just, again, it's the weird geometry of these pins. You can preset spools sometimes, but sometimes you can't. And if you lift them too high, they will go past the second little serration on them. So very, very kind of weird to pick this. People on the Discord described this lock as cursed. I kind of get it now. The more I pick it, the more I think, yeah, it acts real weird. One weird thing about the way that some of these pins work in here is they will bind super hard. You have to use a lot of tension to get some of these pins to bind, but then sometimes they will get stuck on something. I don't know if there's milling in the plug. I haven't looked. They'll get stuck and they will not move. And you have to manually counter rotate, which can be bad because if you do it too much, you will drop things. So, see, like right here, this pin feels like it's binding super hard right now. Okay. I got a little false set there. So let's see if I can get these spools set here. There was one. There's another one in here. Right there. I hope that was a spool. Whoop. Okay, there we go. That is open. I don't have. Grab my C-clip tool. All right, let's gut this thing. I might need pliers to get this thing off. Let's see. It's not as thick as some of the other ASA ones, but it looks pretty tough. Okay, I have not gutted this before, so let's just see how I gotta get this thing apart. Almost there. Okay. There's your C-clip off. Oh, you can see one of the pins right there in the back. If I get to focus here. It's kind of interesting. All right. It looks like the right size. Oh, a spring. Okay, that's no good. Hopefully I didn't bork this too much. There's a spool. Alright, let's get the drivers out here. Or sorry, the key pins. Not the drivers. Ooh, this thing is very dirty inside. All right. There's number one. Okay, there's all the key pins. Now let's see how badly I mangled this thing. Hopefully that's just that one spring. So if it's just that one, that's fixable. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Another spool. Another kind of barely looking thing. A spool. And a barrel. Okay, so it kind of looks like standard pinning here. The springs do not want to come out. I wonder if I can fish them out here. Oh, there they go. wanted to make sure I got them all out because I didn't know what chambers had them and which ones didn't. Okay, that was a semi-successful gut. I only borked one spring, which I can fix. Okay, let's zoom in on the pins here. Closer. Okay, so here is the pinning. And so you can see it alternates between spools and these kind of barrel-looking pins. Got serrations on them. And it might be hard to see, but you can see the tops, the kind of tapered nature of them. And there's a spool. All right, so that is all picked and gutted. Again, that was a Nemef NF2. So here is a close-up of the pinning of this Nemef NF2 lock. So you can see a couple interesting things going on here. Number one, on the key pins, you can see they have these tops here that are designed to be overset traps. They look very similar to the bottoms of some of these pins. So I'm guessing this is probably why this lock was so difficult to pick, because if you overset these, it'll feel like you're setting one of these barrel kind of pins and it'll get stuck. These barrel pins have serrations on them so that you do have to lift them through 2 clicks most likely. And then the spools, if you can see the tops of these spools here, they are tapered on the top and bottom, which means that you're going to have to deal with some weird feedback as you lift the pin. It's going to not bind exactly the entire way here. It's going to feel like you're lifting it, and then it's not going to bind anymore, and you have to move to another pin because it is tapered. I don't believe, if I move over here to the plug, there's no counter milling or anything in this plug that I can feel. So really, all the security is right here in these pins, and they were definitely a little tricky to deal with. So there you go. That's what makes this lock kind of so weird to pick, and that's why it's a little bit of a step above a normal pin template lock. But again, that was a Nemef. One day I'll forget how to pronounce these things. NF2.